Hi there, I'm Mike. Welcome to my mind. Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Inside the Mind of Mike. As previously mentioned, I am Mike. This is just a little YouTube channel that I decided to start. It was the suggestion of one of my sisters to do this. I am a recent graduate in the field of broadcasting, and if anybody sees this who is familiar with the field, they'll know it is not easy to get a job these days in the field. So she gave me the idea to do this little YouTube channel just to get me doing some shooting, get some experience doing some new things, and just to try some stuff out. So basically, instead of doing a specific topic, one thing, either doing movies or music or one specific topic, I'm going to do everything that pops into my mind. So thus the title, Inside the Mind of Mike. I will be doing a lot of videos of my favorite books, movies, music, and basically whatever comes into my head at the time. Top 10 lists, you name it, probably just about everything. I'm going to be trying it here, there, everywhere. So, enjoy. For this first show, I decided that a film review would probably be in order. It's something I'm very passionate about. I love movies. I did, in addition to my major of broadcasting, I did a minor in cinema studies while in college. And so I figured it'd be a good way to start this show. I have over 600 movies in my personal collection, which took a lot of time to acquire, a lot of money to acquire. They're all Blu-rays and DVDs acquired over probably about the last 6 to 8 years. And I figured a good place to start would be by reviewing Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush. The Gold Rush is really a great movie. A lot of people probably don't even know about it because of its age. It was originally made in 1925. There was a redone version made in 1942, which included a score that was created by Chaplin himself and a voiceover also done by Charlie Chaplin. Now, a little bit of background on Charlie Chaplin. He was active in his career from about 1899 until 1976. He was a vaudeville actor and then got into movies because of his talent as a comic. He was a very talented man. He created many films, probably the most noteworthy being The Great Dictator, Modern Times, City Lights, Limelight, The Kid, and of course, the movie I'm going to be talking about today, The Gold Rush. Now, The Gold Rush, what I previously said, was originally made in 1925, and even though it has been around for many years, I personally think it is one of the greatest comedy films ever made. I don't think a lot of people really would appreciate it nowadays because modern comedies are so much different than they were back in 1925. Most modern comedies are raunchy and sometimes downright disgusting. Gotta be totally honest, they kind of creep me out and are really crude, and there's no real skill or time put into them. They just throw everything in there that people seem to find funny nowadays and call it a movie. But in 1925, things were very different. You were required to have a lot more well-rounded story to your film. And even though it is a silent film, The Gold Rush has a very good story to it. It's about a character. It's Charlie Chaplin's signature character, the Little Tramp. He's a very short man. He wore baggy trousers, a tight-fitting jacket, a bowler hat, and a little mustache. And he also twirled a little cane. It was a very entertaining figure. Now, when you watch the film, you have to realize that, it's a little dated, obviously, because, it was made in 1925. But even to this day, I find it to be a very funny film. The first time I ever saw it was in the fall of 2010, my first year in school, and I was in an introduction to cinema class. And we watched Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush, and I remember just how funny I thought it was. You know, I've never been a particularly huge fan of modern comedies, so seeing something like that, it really fit in with my taste, because probably my favorite set of comedy films has to be the films done by Abbott and Costello, which, you know, span from like the 40s and onward. And the big thing to remember here is that it has a lot simpler form of comedy. You know, it has his character, the little tramp, who's going around in Alaska in the middle of winter trying to find his way to gold, and it's about, you know, the mishaps that befall him throughout his travels there. And it's really very interesting to watch, because while it is a comedy, there's also a much deeper underlying story. You know, he's a very lonely person. You know, it's about him trying to find someone he loves, and it's really a very touching story, and you really can't beat the comedy in this film. I mean, there's, you know, a lot of slapstick, you know, rough and tumble situations, just very, very funny. And I would definitely say that even if you've never seen a silent film before, Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush is a good way to go for your first film, because it is so iconic. It's very funny, and you know, you can't really go wrong. The version that I have is the most recent release of it. It's the Criterion Collection. It's the Blu-ray. It's a little bit more expensive, as the Criterion Collections often are. It's more expensive because Criterion Collections are usually movies that are a little bit more rare. And since they're a little bit more rare, doing a Blu-ray release, trying to find all the components that you need to make a high-quality video and stuff like that are a little bit more rare, and so it takes more money to make, takes more time to make. And usually, also, they know that only serious movie collectors will want to get them, so they know they can charge a little bit of a premium, let's be honest. And so, if you do want to watch it, that's probably one of the ways you can go. I'm sure you can watch it on Amazon, Instant Video, stuff like that, so it's a very good way to go for a movie. It's just an excellent film. I would highly recommend it. For future shows, what I'm probably going to try and do, I might do a book here, a TV show there, a movie here. I'm still adjusting a little bit to getting in front of the camera, but we're going to work on that throughout time, see how it goes, and I hope you enjoyed the show today, and thanks for watching.